me go to my...
Do you have a quote, Benny, that you're going to do?
I'll think of one.
Wow. Dangerous.
We are hosting... All right, we are live. Which is good. Okay, good. I've got our main title screen up. Let's see how many people we have watching. We have no viewers right now.
0 viewers as now.
0 viewers. That's okay, though. All right. The
Usually
link,
it jumps up pretty quick.
yeah, the link just went out. I just got the alert. So that's good. All right, I've got the... Let's see here. Welcome screen has the alert. Our main cam has the alert. Solid. I'm going to be a little laggy, but I think that's because I can't get on. I'll have to work that out.
Two viewers.
You have 2 viewers? That's good. That's good. All right, let's go. Let's transition in. All right, here we are. We are live. Welcome, viewers, to the Untitled Florida Man Project, yet still untitled. The Untitled Florida Man Project. I was thinking maybe we would do like the Untitled Florida Men Podcast. Maybe we could start recording this and putting out the audio on the stream. What's up, Jin? We have Jin Defoe. She's waving to us. What's up? Thank you so much.
What's up, Jen?
All right, let's check the Benny Cam. We got Benny Cam. Benny Cam looking good. All right, Roger Cam. There's the Roger Cam. Mr. C Cam looking good. And then back to the main cam. All right, everything seems to be running. We have 3 viewers. That's amazing. Karen Wu says hi, Floridians. Rory says awesome. Yeah, we got the stream working. This is looking good. No one's frozen. Let's see if this happens for... I think I'm just a little delayed. But that's okay. No one needs to see my face. Anyway, okay. How's everyone doing? How you guys feeling? Feeling good?
Feeling great. Ready to go.
I have to thank you guys for, as we're just waiting for some viewers to join. Thank you, Jen. It is a sweet flag. That is when I go to the soccer matches. That's the Betsy Ross flag. I know it's touching the ground. I should probably pick that up. But that's draped on my drum when I drum at soccer matches.
I'll never let my Ravenclaw flag hit the ground.
Yeah, you're right. That's pretty good.
Oh, wow. I didn't even see that.
But I want to thank everyone last night who joined us, and then also you guys for taking the time last night to do our kind of dry run technical issue. I knew it was going to be a little bit hard or a little bit difficult to get this up and running, but we've learned some things. And I think tonight might be the show where the vision finally at least starts to part the cloudiness in the sky. So anyway, what's up, Jung Deb? My mom is watching.
Woo!
That's great.
Perfect. Shout out Mother's Day.
Karen Wu wants to know, what's that flag? The Ravenclaw. What is a Ravenclaw flag, Benny?
No, she wants to know what your flag is.
Oh, my
She knows
flag?
what
It's
Ravenclaw
the
is.
Betsy Ross flag. It's the it's the flag that was commissioned by General George Washington as the first 13 colonies, the first flag that we unite the 13 colonies, the Betsy Ross flag. What's Jin, that triangle next to your name? I have no idea what that means. I have no idea. But you can support the podcast. There are emotes and stuff in the chat box. If you want to send us a message, we're going to be checking that. Oh, Jin says Raj's mom is gorgeous. She is. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Karen
Beautiful.
Wu, Betsy Ross was a seamstress in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where the original Continental Congress was. And General George Washington and her went to the same church. And so he commissioned a flag with the 13 stripes and then 13 original colonies. And yes, it does kind of look like the European flag. Yeah. George Washington, POTUS. Yep, exactly. Fantastic. Little bit of history there for you. All right, there it is. So yeah, you can support us. We built out new messages strictly for the Florida Man podcast with alerts. So if you send us your support by clicking that little diamond, you'll see those emotes and new alerts come up. So make sure you do that. We'll be checking the chat throughout the podcast. Gentlemen, what do you say we get started?
Let's do it, dude.
Yeah.
Man, let's go.
All right.
Ain't nothing left to do it but to do it.
Well, welcome to the Untitled Florida Man Project, the show that brings you the top stories about America's favorite citizen, the Florida Man. Each week, the three of us dive deep into our favorite headlines made possible by the Sunshine Act of 1976. In order to navigate the mind of the Florida Man, you'll need guides familiar with the swamps, rivers, beaches, theme parks, and homogenous strip malls that litter the landscape of the Sunshine State. To know the Florida Man, you have to be a Florida Man. I am one of your three native Floridian guides, Roger Roper, and alongside me are my two co-hosts, Benny Buffett
Just living for the weekend, baby.
and Mr. C.
Duval, let's go.
You can subscribe to our Twitch channel for free via your Amazon Prime account. We also want to hear from you in our chat, as well as send us your Twitch bits by clicking that diamond icon and sending the alert on our main screen. Additionally, check out all the great content from Shat on Entertainment, such as Shat on TV, where we review television series such as Westworld, Taboo, American Gods, Game of Thrones, True Detective, and Watchmen, as well as Shat the Movies, where we take a look back in time, decide if our favorite movies from our childhood still hold up, as well as Shappy Hour, which goes live every Friday at 6 p.m. That being said, before we dive into our favorite headlines of the week, we like to kick off the project by asking, what was your personal Florida Man moment of the week? We'll start with you, Benny Buffett in Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, thanks, Raj. So my Florida Man moment of the week was actually occurred on Mother's Day. I took my mom out and we drove along A1A. And for most of you who don't know, A1A is a stretch of road that is the closest to the ocean. So it's a very nice drive. Very beautiful to be able to drive and just stare at the ocean the whole time. And we actually had a lunch on the ocean as well. And I was like, man, you know what? Pretty lucky to live in Florida to where I can eat some lunch with some fresh seafood and drive down the road right next to the beautiful Mother Ocean.
So it was this was like a positive Florida Man moment.
Oh, it's the most positive Florida Man moment I could think of.
It's really,
you know?
so they just recently opened up back restaurants, like in time for Mother's Day.
Yeah, so it was 25% capacity.
Right.
But which was kind of nice because there was a lot of spacing in between the tables, and
Right.
there was this is kind of like a low key beachside restaurant in a small beachside town.
Yeah.
So there was no long wait or it wasn't anything fancy, but it was, fresh seafood and a picture perfect view of the ocean.
Were you able to eat outside? Like, was there a patio, or did you sit inside?
There was, but it was kind of hot, and gotta just sit inside and stare at the ocean from the window.
Got it.
Love air conditioning.
What did you treat your mom to? What did you guys have?
I had a fresh mahi sandwich, lightly blackened, with some sweet potato fries. Mahi is my favorite fish to eat, and it was freshly caught. I don't think it was that morning, but I think it was definitely that weekend.
Yeah.
Because the mahi are running.
I kind of like the fact that Florida restaurants are only open 25%, because it feels like it's your own, like, especially in a moment like Mother's Day, it feels like it's like your own little restaurant. Like you're taking your mom out on her special day. No one else is there. Only 25% capacity.
Yeah, it was nice. It was very cool. It was very beautiful.
Yeah, your mom is awesome, by the way. I love the pictures.
Yeah, she's a cool cat.
She's
so
a
cool. Facebook addict.
My mom's a Facebook addict as well.
Everywhere we go, she's like, "Can we take a picture? Can we take a picture?" And like, even if it's just like in the middle of the road, I'm like, "Mom, this isn't I mean, it's not a really good picture
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah.
You know?
I love how, like, you guys, I'm a little bit older than you guys, but do you remember what it was like before digital cameras? Like taking a picture when you only had a limited amount and film was expensive. Like you were like, we're not going to take a photo of just you of your food.
I remember
like
Polaroids. That's like
Yeah.
that's the earliest I was getting into photos. But no, I mean, really don't remember what it's like to not have unlimited
Oh,
photos.
it's a different time. It was a different time. You guys don't know what it's like to like just be like, you like everything is disposable now. Like you're like, let's take another one.
Yeah.
Let's take another one.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's just funny how like our parents have like jumped on that because they are the ones who like lived through the evolution of photography, like Polaroids, black and whites, 24.
It's crazy how
35
Facebook has
millimeter.
become like our parents' social media. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, they took over it.
people our age aren't even really doing Facebook anymore.
I never go on it.
Well, what's crazy too is because MySpace, like, well, first it was like Friendster, and then it was MySpace, and everyone was on MySpace, but there were no parents. Like it was all young people on MySpace, and then Facebook was like the ultra elite. Like you had to be in college, you had to have a university email account in order to get Facebook, and then they opened it up to everyone, and now it's the boomers. Like it should be called Boom Book because everyone
Yeah.
over the age of 50 is on Facebook and just sharing fake news constantly. Like that's all they do. And
Yeah.
but I love it because I think that the reason like we all still have Facebooks is because of our parents.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And groups.
Yeah.
Easiest
That's
way to stay
agreed.
connected with the family.
Yeah.
It's weird. I kind of use it. This is gonna sound bad, but hear me out. I use it a little bit for news, and when I say that, I don't mean like the like third party crazy news sites, but
Yeah.
every news organization has a Facebook, and it's
Yeah.
just really easy to like access information because they post it all the time. So it's like I tell my mom that I'm like, hey, I got my news from Facebook, and she scoffs at me. Like
I will say Facebook. What I use Facebook a lot too is a lot of like group forums. Like if I want to know how the fishing is on Tampa or South Florida or the East Coast or Jacksonville, everyone has their own like fishing groups. So then you can and there's like thousands of people in these fishing groups and they post what they're catching, where they've been. So if I want to know what's biting around Florida, I can hop between Facebook groups and see, oh wow, looks like they caught some grouper. Grouper season's open, and they also provide a lot of tips, tricks. So it was kind of like a big find because I was struggling with like, okay, well, what's biting right now?
Yeah.
What website is hosting all this information, and it's Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook Marketplace too is
Facebook
awesome.
Marketplace
Yeah,
is
really
pretty
cool.
good. Oh, sorry. Got dogs in the background. Old Marty McFly just subscribed for 2 months. So big shout out to old man Marty or old Marty McFly
Marty.
for
Marty
subscribing.
McFly.
Thank you very much. That's really
Thanks,
awesome.
Marty.
Really appreciate that. So anytime you subscribe to the channel, you'll get our little chat logo next to your name, which I think is kind of cool. Hey, Albert, Pippa. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the stream. Hey, let me shut the door.
So unprofessional.
So unprofessional, right? Who am I?
We're gonna have to put two-tone in. Sorry, you're out. Or Karen.
Two-tone, you're in.
Yeah, two-tones in. Karen's in. Rod.
Let me
you're
answer
out.
Karen's question real quick while he's handling those
Duval question?
those dogs. Yeah. So Karen, Duval is a county in Florida next to Jacksonville where Benny lives, and it's just kind of, I don't know if you keep up with professional American football, but it's the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's kind of like our war cry, I guess you could say. Like that's what we say when teams getting hyped up, things like that. So I'm a huge Jags fan. So
Yeah, so instead of like chanting like when you watch like soccer or football, where they have like a lot of songs and they're cheering and stuff.
yeah, it's like fairly new too. It's like a new thing that everyone's like hopping on. I mean, it's a big deal, right? I mean, we're in Jacksonville, Benny, where you live. It's probably all over the place.
Yeah, when they were good, when the football team was good,
Yeah.
everyone was pretty excited to chant.
Yeah.
But now
Hey,
they
this year,
suck.
what do you think about this year, Ben? Give me a record prediction for Jaguars.
4-12. No.
That's-
2-14.
Wow.
That's more accurate.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
they're tanking for Trevor.
no, I don't think that's true, but I think you're pretty spot on with your prediction for the record. I think they're going to try, but so you have no faith in Gardner then?
No, zero. I don't have faith. No faith in they. They don't have any offensive weapons around them. They don't have an offensive line. Like, dude, you guys are about to get exposed.
But do you have faith in Darnold?
Oh, 100%. He just needed an offensive line.
Come on.
Karen Wu says Aussie Rules is what she watches, but it's a cool name, the Jaguars, which
Thanks, Karen.
I think is as well. Also, the Jaguars have they they had a crazy uniform for a few years, and they went more like old school now, and I dig their new uniforms.
Yeah, the new ones are nice and they're classic.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. But I would definitely love to check out. Like, we should try and do a trip, try and plan a trip to go to Australia, because I would love to go to an Aussie rules football match, which I hear is just crazy.
Have you seen the videos of that, Raj?
I've seen the videos for it. It's
Dude,
like
it's insane.
it's like it is the best of both worlds. It's like soccer, American football, and rugby just thrown into a blender, and then you just pour it out into a big cricket field, right? Like
Yeah,
that's
it's
what Aussie
awesome
rules
looking.
is. Yeah.
Yeah. You can like get on people's shoulders and
Yeah, it makes
Crazy
no
That's
shit.
sense.
pretty sweet.
It's insane. It's insane.
Make
I love
yourself into
it.
a transformer.
Right. All right, Mr. C, what was your Florida man moment of the
Oh
week?
yeah. So mine's kind of similar to Benny's, but I was actually we were visiting my girlfriend's house to visit her mom for Mother's Day, and I was kind of sitting out in the lanai out there by the pool. It was 80 degrees outside. We were grilling burgers, chilling in our bathing suits, and her family lives in New York. And they called us and they were like, "Oh man, it's snowing out here. No one can go outside. Everyone's cooped up. It's dark and cloudy." I'm like, "Damn, man, I'm so glad I live in Florida." It was just like one of those moments, like like we're sitting in paradise, and it was, we're still doing quarantine, so we're like, we're doing social distancing and trying to like be wary of all that stuff, but at the same time, we're sitting out in the sun in our bathing suits, like drinking beer and eating burgers, and hearing people from up north being like, "Yeah, we can't even go outside. It's like snowing. It's like 15 degrees outside. It's disgusting out there." So they're literally quarantined. They can't leave their house. It's just one of those like, damn, Florida's pretty cool.
Well, it's really strange because the east coast of like it was the northeast of the United States got a huge cold spell, and it was snowing, like in New York and
Yeah.
Massachusetts and Vermont.
In May, dude. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
It's crazy. Out west, we got a huge heat wave, so it's 101 over 100 degrees, which is perfect in Arizona because we don't have the humidity. And everything is an outdoor pool. And Kelly's house has just this amazing, like, gorgeous patio, pool, everything. So we've just been, like, hanging out there on the weekends, grilling out, which is fantastic. But anytime there's a cold spell on the East Coast, that cools down Florida and makes it, like, somewhat livable to be outside, especially this time of year.
Yeah. Two Tone says it's gross up here in Brooklyn.
Ooh, really?
Brooklyn.
I've got to
Brooklyn.
think to myself, there's no place I would not like to be than in the middle of New York City in the middle of summer. Because it's all asphalt for the most part. Like, if you're in the heart of Manhattan, and there's there's tons of humidity. It's unrelenting.
Yeah. Is there like a section of time in New York? Benny, you might know this, I guess, because you have family up there, but is there a section of time in New York where it's beautiful? Like, is it like a 2-month time? Because I know it's super hot in the summer and super cold in the winter.
Spring's pretty nice. Fall's cool too.
Yeah, I bet fall will be nice.
Yeah, fall's really nice.
But you don't want to. I mean, the city. You don't want to go to the city in the summer. It's
No.
not only does it smell, it's just like so like.
Oh, God. I forgot
Yeah,
about
Two
that.
Tone just said it's humid and smells like garbage.
Yeah, because everything is
exactly.
garbage. Everyone puts their garbage on the sidewalk, and then everyone who pees in New York City, like you just like it's a constant stench of urine, which is not fun.
Yeah,
Not fun.
My brother lives in Bed-Stuy.
Yeah. Yep. Where do you live? Which borough do you live in? Well, I guess Brooklyn, but where in Brooklyn?
Yeah, Brooklyn.
Anyway.
What
All
was
right.
your Florida?
I had my Florida man moment of the month is or of the week is I just had my first haircut in like 90 days. I don't know if it's 90 days because I really you lose track of time during quarantine. But they just recently opened up barbershops and I guess hair salons, and I go to this one hairstylist. She knows me She knows my hair. I just feel comfortable with her. It's Sports Clips. Have you guys ever been to a Sports Clips?
Yeah, when I was like 13.
Yeah. So, exactly.
I go to a real barber now. Unreal.
But what I love about Sports Clips is you have you get like the fresh hot towel, and they give you like the massages, and there's a massage chair where they're shampooing it and all that kind of stuff. But also what I love is I hate when I'm at the barbershop or I'm at a hair salon and there's nowhere for me to look. You know how like when they're looking at your hair and you're like, I don't know where to look. I don't know where to put my eyes. They situate you to your own TV so you can just like look at the television.
Oh, that's
which
nice.
is kind of nice.
I'm into that.
Now, if there's live sports going on, you can put on whatever sports you want, which is kind of fun. But anyway,
no, you don't go for all. You go to the barber. You go in. You go out. You get a fresh fade, and that's it. You leave. You don't
listen. I've tried. I've gone to multiple barbershops.
I got stuff to do.
And I just can't find a good one out here.
Back rub.
I don't know. I like my haircut being an experience. You're fucking paying them a lot of money, dude. I like sitting there watching TV.
$18.
$18 at your barber. That's pretty good price.
That's pretty good price. Mine's $25. But do you
Mine's
get
like 30.
Do you get the hot face towel?
Yeah, if you
tip?
want it.
Do you tip?
Of course. Yeah, I tip pretty good.
Does he massage? Does he? You have I assume he's a male barber.
Yeah.
Does he massage your shoulders? Does he give you a nice face rub?
Nah, TY don't do that.
Oh, he doesn't do that. Okay, all right.
No.
His name's TY.
TY, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you guys like tight? You guys like shoot the shit or?
Yeah, he talks about some funny shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it talks about bad stuff.
What kind of bad stuff does TY talk about?
TY did some time.
Did he?
He did time.
All
Yeah,
right.
he did time.
Is that where I learned how to cut hair in the cell?
I don't know actually. I think so. I don't know. Maybe. I don't
Let's
know if
not
they
blow
allow-
up Ti's spot.
Yeah, I don't want to blow up
on
TI's
live air.
spot. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I can't.
Exactly. Well, anyway, Sports Clips has an app, which I think is the whole reason I started going to Sports Clips, because they had an app that you can check in, and then they alert you when you're ready. So you just have to literally just walk in. Anyway, while I was there, first of all, it was a 245-minute wait to get to Sports Clips today.
That's insane.
People are excited to go back into real life. But when I was there was a family with little kids. They were just running wild in the lobby, like not staying 6 feet apart. And I had my mask on, so I felt okay. But there was a boy, and he was like maybe 4 or 6 or 10. I don't know. I can't tell kids' ages. But he started crying because he kept opening and shutting the door. And he got his fingers jammed in the door. And at first I felt bad because he was crying, and he went back to his dad, and his dad kind of consoled him a little bit. And then he did it like 3 or 4 more times. And then I was like feeling kind of like happy for the door, because the door was just annoyed at this point. But like it reminded me of like all those times, like the family was straight out of Florida. And I keep using the term that Arizona is the Florida of the West. But like, again, you just know the second wave is going to be so much worse than the first wave because of this type of experience. Like, no one's going to care. You know what I mean? Like, they're just going to let their kids run all over and touch everything and open up doors and get their fingers jammed. I'm coming to the realization that we're all going to get it. You know what I mean? Like, we're all going to get it. And it's going to be survival of the fittest.
Yeah, I feel like I came to that conclusion too a little bit ago, where it's like, there's no way. Like, once everyone gets back into, we were walking down, a friend of ours was walking downtown Orlando, and like, obviously the rule right now is 25% capacity in the restaurants.
Yeah.
And she was like, I mean, they were packed. Like, people were waiting to get into the restaurant. So like, there was whatever, like 25% of people, 25% capacity. But then at the same time, it was lines, and not even lines, just like packs of people just like kind of congregating and like rubbing shoulders and like hugging. And it's like, oh, all those, if one of those people has it, all of those people have it now,
Yeah.
It's like, go ahead.
I went to the Jack's Beach Bars on Friday night because I heard everything was open. And one of the things that they said was that you have to in order to kind of like get away with it, you have to like order food and not just order drinks. So like we had like an appetizer, but we went to the beach bars and went to Hoptinger, and we went in, and it was like you said, it wasn't packed inside, but it was definitely 25% capacity. But like there's no like spacing in between people. So you're still around a bar, even though
Yeah.
the space can accommodate more people. Everyone's still close in to this bar.
Wait, the
So you're
bars are
next to
open in
people.
Jack's?
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, see, the
Well,
bars aren't open here. It's just restaurants.
Yeah,
well,
bars aren't open here either.
it's like I think you have to have like more than I think more than 50% of your sales have to be
Mm, okay.
food
Yeah,
or
so it's
something.
like the ale house can open.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So Hoptinger has a good food
Gotcha.
menu.
That makes
So a lot of
sense.
people order food there during the day and whatnot. So it helps to push that bar up. So they were open, but there was a couple of other bars that weren't.
Did you guys hear really quick? Just that New Zealand has eradicated it from, or from what they claim, it's gone from New Zealand.
I don't know how you do that. I mean, it doesn't mean it's gonna.
I mean, it's an island country, right? So I mean, if you lock down your borders,
Small population.
smaller population, and then like they probably did the right thing. Like you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no,
Like,
I think that was the point of the article. It was like they shut down early and
Yeah.
they shut down correctly, and they had, they have like a dispersed small population. It's not like compact cities, but still, like to eradicate it that quickly is
Bilbo
not even
Baggins
close.
probably had something to do with it too.
Also, I think the president of New Zealand is pretty awesome. I think her name
It's a
is
woman,
like-
right?
Yeah, it's a woman. I think her name is like Jacinda. I always remember it because Jacinda was also a character on one of the first Road Rules or like Real World, like Jacinda. Anyway, yeah, okay. Two-tone. Karen Wu says Jacinda Ardern. She's apparently like the best. Like she hopped on this, and like you said, Mr. C, like she was all over it and did all the right things. Like, wouldn't it be great to feel safe in your own country? Like,
It'll never happen.
it never happened again. Yeah,
Well, I mean, in America, you do feel safe in terms of like
yeah,
people not bombing you, but
because we're
when it
doing
comes
all
to,
the
like-
bombing.
Not from each
Correct.
other.
yeah. But like, this is probably the worst thing to happen to America because we're so free, and
Right.
people are like so. I would say culturally, Americans are like pretty selfish.
Oh, 100%.
So they're like I'm young. There's no risk for me to get it, or not necessarily for me to get it, but for me to die from it. So I'm just gonna
Yeah.
do what I want and whatever. But
yeah,
Super individualistic country.
Yeah.
We were like, which is good in some ways, like, which is why one of the reasons we're like economically we're so successful, but like
sure.
in every other aspect, it can be really bad.
Yeah.
So.
Karen Wu did a actually. I apologize. She's the Prime Minister of New Zealand, and she's not even 40 yet.
Wow.
That's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing. I've met a few Kiwis in my life. I think you can call them Kiwis, right? I don't think that's an offensive term. And they're all awesome. They're all amazing.
How's Australia doing? I wonder.
Yeah,
I
we
think
have
Karen Wu's from there, right?
Yeah, Karen Wu. Are you from Australia?
I wonder how they're doing with the
Oh, it's just from
quarantine.
Australia.
Australia. We just did Crocodile Dundee over at Shat the Movies. It was a fun episode. Check it out. Just released last night.
Nice plug.
Karen.
Karen, are you reading the Bleach
Injecting.
comment?
Yeah. I'm not sure about a bunch of people, but
It's it definitely happened. I mean,
Yeah,
listen,
people-
we're not the brightest bulbs in the bunch comparatively.
Stupid is as stupid does. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Exactly. I think people just get freaked out and they're like, "Listen, I'm going to do whatever it takes." You know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm just gonna
whatever it takes to get back to work.
I'm going to inject some bleach. All right.
Cool.
Well, that does it for our our personal Florida Man moments of the week. Now let's get to the main stories, and this episode is going to be a little bit different. One of the unintended consequences of the quarantine in Florida, especially, is that there's not a lot of Florida Man stories. Like, did you guys hear did you guys see the headlines where, like, Miami didn't have murders for like consecutive weeks for the first time in
Really?
like 50 years?
Miami.
Quarantine is going to be bad for our business, then, huh?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But anyway, the local man, the Florida Man stories were a little light this week. So Benny and Mr. C have two classics over the past year that they're going to introduce. So Benny, you're up first. What is your Florida man story of the week?
All right, gang. So my Florida man story.
Hey, Benny, you might want to get a little closer. You're a little soft.
Okie dokie, artichoke. So my Florida man story of the week is titled Florida Man Arrested for Having Sex with Stuffed Olaf at Target. This happened in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Right.
So a Florida man was arrested Tuesday after being caught having sex with a stuffed animal inside Target. Witnesses told police they saw Cody Meter, age 20, take a large Olaf from Frozen off the store shelves at a St. Petersburg location and begin to dry hump the toy. Now, police report claims Meter ejaculated on the Olaf doll and put it back on the shelf before he selected a large unicorn stuffed animal to go round two. Meter was taken into custody while in the store and admitted to doing stupid stuff. He was arrested and charged with criminal mischief. The Olaf and unicorn stuffed animals were removed from the store and destroyed. He just had to let it go.
So let me get this right. Florida man walks into a Target store, goes to the toy section. Is he having sex with the large Olaf door, or is he just? Does he take his penis out and dry hump the?
I mean, I don't know how you can ejaculate if you don't take your wiener out. Because I mean, the toy is probably pretty soft.
Right.
You know, so when you're rubbing your wee
you're rubbing
on
yourself
the fur,
on Olaf, right?
You know, it probably feels a little good.
Yeah.
You know, and he's probably I don't know if he's thinking about Olaf while he's doing this.
Yeah.
Or, you know, what's going on inside his head. But, you know, it made him go.
Do you think like he had just watched Frozen and was like, this is I got to go to a Target like right away?
100%. I mean, I think he was watching Olaf, and he was watching Olaf kind of just getting into some crazy adventures and, you know, being the butt of jokes in the movie. And he was like, oh, that kind of turns me on a little bit. Where can I go to find one of these creatures? Because I can't afford a sex bot at the moment.
Right. Yeah.
I'm a little strapped on cash. So, and he doesn't want to buy it and take it home because I guess, you know, that's just a little too much money as well.
Once you have sex with it, right? It's just kind of you don't need it anymore, right?
Right. You can buy it at Uber and kick it home, right?
But it's interesting that he started with Olaf, and then he finished with Olaf, and then went back for more with a large unicorn, and started again. Like, do you think like he was hanging out with Olaf, like he was doing it with Olaf, and then
caught the eye of the
unicorn? Then caught the eye of the unicorn? It was like
definitely
ready for round two.
Yeah.
I feel bad, man. Hopefully Olaf was like put away and his face was turned, so he didn't have to
like
see,
out of shame.
Yeah, so he had to see Cody go grab the unicorn and just cheat on Olaf right in front of him. Because I mean, who knows if this could have developed into a love story, right? I mean, if
you think there could have been like a little bit of a love triangle, like between Olaf and the unicorn?
Listen, they're both magical creatures, right?
Right.
And magical moments happen inside Walmarts and Targets all the time in Florida.
Right.
And who knows what could have happened, you know? Love is love. And there's really no rules for love.
I just feel
bad. Guys, this is called plushophilia, by the way. This is like
wait a minute. This is a real
thing. Plushophilia.
Okay.
It's
plushophilia.
Yeah. Have you guys ever heard of furries?
I've heard of furries, but I thought
so that's like a form of it where like you dress up as a stuffed animal or as like some sort of like stuffed animal creature, and those furry conventions are like, I mean, they're essentially for sex. Like you go to these conventions and you're like dressed up in like whatever, like a unicorn suit,
like My Little Pony suits,
or like a Furby suit, and like then you like hook up with other people and you have sex while you have the costumes on.
Are you actually, is there real intercourse happening, or are you just kind of doing what this guy did, which is kind of rubbing yourself on like
no, it's like real intercourse. So I'm not sure if like these people have like trap doors to like so you can have sex like with the costumes on.
I think you're pretty sure of how this all happens, huh? You seem to know a lot about this whole culture here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
don't you?
Why do you think I'm always like ditching plans, Bennett?
Why don't you go get that costume out of your closet there?
One of the
You know?
things that, because I was the Gator mascot at the University of Florida.
Oh, interesting.
One of the thing that
Raj.
people always ask me is, did I ever have sex with the suit on? And the answer is no. Like I never got to that. The closest I did is I hooked up with one of the Albertas, but that was like out of suit. Like I never.
Would it have been possible to do it in suit?
No, I could have just only had the head on, like that, which I kind of regret not doing.
That would have been kind of cool, right?
That would have been awesome.
That would have been fun.
Hey, you want to put your helmet on real quick?
Right. Karen Wu in the chat says plushophilia, things I wish I didn't know. And yeah, so people are saying that it could have melted Olaf, like if this actually had happened.
Oh, man.
Which I kind of feel bad. Have you guys you guys have obviously seen Frozen, right?
5 times.
And have you seen Toy Story?
Yes.
Like, I
8
just kind of
times.
feel bad because if you subscribe to the idea that toys come alive when you're not around, like, could you imagine the shame that the Olaf and the unicorn would have had?
Oh.
And then can you
like,
think
wait.
of that Target store employee just getting that call over the walkie-talkie that like, hey, we
What
need
about
you
the
to come
security-
destroy a couple of plushies. We had a plushophiliac over here in aisle
What about the
24.
What about the security guard who's watching the film? He's watching the tape and he's like, "Is that guy really?"
Yeah, do you think they caught this guy on film, or do you think like another Target person had to go and tell someone?
I'm wondering, right? Because it's like, if he had to have taken it to like a changing room or a dressing room or a bathroom to get the business
Oh,
done.
you think that he took the dolls, went into a secluded area? You think that that's how classy this guy is?
Well, it's probably a
I want to give him
bathroom.
the benefit of the doubt. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt because if you're gonna have an intimate moment with Olaf and it's
Right.
not on your couch watching Frozen or Frozen 2,
Yeah.
hopefully you take Olaf, who's arguably probably a very dignified magical creature, into a
It's
bathroom
just-
or a dressing room.
It's just weird. Why would he choose? There's 2 very attractive for plushophiliacs characters from Frozen. Why would he choose
Mr.
Olaf
C.
instead
Mr.
of?
C. Mr. C's got a
No, that's a
question
valid
his
question.
choice of-
That's a
of
valid
plush.
question.
Mr. C. So I mean,
Who are the two princesses from Frozen? What are their names?
Princess Elsa.
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 Princess Elsa. And then who's the sister?
I don't know. But why did you choose Olaf?
Probably I wonder if it's the nose.
Well,
'Cause
I
if you think
wonder-
about it,
yeah.
the nose, carrot nose on Olaf, and then the horn on the unicorn. So maybe he was getting a little play. With
Yeah.
both cone.
Well,
like
one of the things that always fascinates me is like, have you ever seen couples
Elsa and Anna.
with other people that like they just kind of look the same, and you're like, you guys totally got together because you saw yourself in the other person. If you look at the picture of this guy and you look at him next to the plush doll of Olaf, they kind of have similar features. Like, obviously Olaf doesn't have ears and this guy has some crazy ears, but like,
Yeah.
their faces kind of look the same. So maybe he saw himself in Olaf and was like, yeah, this is for me. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
I can't, maybe he's just attracted to horned objects, like Benny says, because he's got the carrot and then he went for the unicorn.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
that was a good story.
Yeah. Anyway,
Overall, it was a classic.
classic Benny. Appreciate it. All right, Mr. C, what's your story of the week?
Okay. Let me get there real quick. All right. So this is also a classic. So a Florida man is in jail, charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon after he threatened to kill his neighbor, in quotes, with kindness, because the word kindness was written on the machete he used to stab his victims, said investigators. Brian Stewart of Milton, Florida, allegedly cut a man with a machete moments after he was heard threatening to kill someone with kindness, according to Pensacola News Journal. Some neighbors went to Stewart's home to complain about loud noise, and Stewart came out of the house with the weapon, said investigators. The victim suffered a half-inch cut on his hand. Stewart, 30, was arrested and charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without the intent to kill, an aggravated battery.
So wait, so this guy has a machete. He's labeled kindness,
Yes,
and he went to his
it's
neighbor's house.
actually it's actually labeled kindness, like on the machete. I think on the blade, it says kindness on that.
Like,
And
is
I
this
don't even know if this guy was smart enough to know that that was like ironic that he was doing that, or if he just was like, "This is literally the name of my machete. I'm gonna kill you with it." But I don't know if he knew that was like a phrase. You know what I mean?
so? So,
Like he was just an idiot.
so you're subscribing to the idea that possibly he had already owned this machete. It was the kindness brand machete that he owned. But he has no idea of the phrase "kill him with kindness."
Yeah,
So
that's what I think.
okay, Benny, what do you think about this story?
I really respect the name of the blade. You know, if you're gonna name your blade
Right.
something, you know, I think kindness really carries the message. And I think he knew. I think he knew.
You think
You
he knew?
know, I think he knew what he was doing when he
You think
named
he's
it.
like diabolically smart, where he was like,
I think so.
whenever I kill someone, I'm gonna do it with my machete named
Well,
kindness.
my thoughts are that this guy has had a lot of time. He kind of just sits in his own humble abode and just plans things. And maybe it just came to him. He was like, "What am I gonna name?" Because you know, like how like when you're talking about naming things like a boat or
Right.
naming, you know, your podcast, right? It's
Right.
like, oh, it's just gonna come to me. It's just gonna come to me. And I think he's just like, I'm gonna name this kindness.
Right.
Like he woke up in the middle of the night, like darted up. Oh yeah, that's the name.
So you think like he had a dream
Goodness.
and like immediately woke up and he's like, I need to write this down immediately. The closest thing was the machete, and he wrote kindness on it, and he's
With like a Sharpie on it.
That's what I think. I think.
Yeah.
I wish they
With
had
a
a
backwards
picture.
K.
Yeah, I wish they had a picture of the machete. They only have the picture of him. I mean, he looks like someone that would write on the machete, but yeah, I've got a feeling that machete was that kindness was misspelled, 100%.
100%.
One S.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So
that's a good story,
Good-
Mr.
Good
C.
story.
That's a good story.
Good
All
story,
right.
Mr. C. Good story.
Good story. All right. This is the only really good Florida man story of the week, and it happened on Monday. My Florida man story of the week is Florida men do push-ups in front of courthouse to prove they need gyms to do push-ups. This happened in Tampa on Monday. Protesters yesterday gathered outside of the Pinellas County Courthouse to do push-ups and squats and demand that the state allow gyms to reopen so they can proceed to do those types of exercises. This was first reported by WFLA, and it's perfectly captured by their helicopter cam. You can get a good overhead shot of this as individuals are doing these. There's about 20 to 30 gym enthusiasts holding signs, chanting, doing squats on the sidewalk, but obviously not wearing masks or any kind of recommended social distancing. They even brought signs that said "Freedom, not fear," while other ones actually promoted local gyms. like this is their marketing idea. Like they're in those Facebook groups and they're like, all right, guys, protest at the courthouse on Monday. We're going to all do push-ups outside and get them to, this will convince them to reopen all of our gyms. As we mentioned earlier before with Benny's story, Florida is currently in phase 1 where they are allowing certain restaurants and bars to open under strict rules. Round 2 will allow for gyms to reopen, but with certain capacity rules. Last weekend, Florida logged 595 new cases of the novel coronavirus, bringing the total to just over 40,596 and 1,700 deaths. This is I think ample timing and interesting to talk about because number one, you don't need gyms to do push-ups or squats in. Like you can literally do that at your house, and
they're out there protesting.
You're
like,
out there
hey,
protesting.
We can do this without you, but we want you. We need the gyms, but we really don't, and we're showing you why.
Guys, I want you to stop making fun of these people. Okay.
Okay.
You have no idea what they're going through.
Benny, you were out there, weren't you?
I was. Okay, listen. It was in one of my Facebook groups that I'm a part of.
Right.
And it was a call to arms. It
Yeah.
was, listen, guys, we've been about 2 months out without crushing some deadlifts or some squats.
Mm-hmm.
And our curls, our biceps aren't strong enough, and they're cutting the gym in the middle of cutting season.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something to joke about. And I'm really upset that you guys are sitting here laughing at these people who just want the gym open.
Well,
They're
Benny, can you explain to us just really quickly, and also to the people in chat, why is this cutting season?
well,
Why is it so important to be in the gym right now?
Well, so in Florida, right, you're surrounded by it's hot, around this time of the year, and you're surrounded by the ocean, you're surrounded by pools. Now, when you go anywhere, typically you're going to be surrounded by water, so your shirt's coming off, right?
Right.
And that could cause some anxiety with some people when they're staring at, the guy who goes to the gym a lot and he's, in shape compared to some people who just stay inside all day.
Anxiety.
It's bad, right?
Yeah.
So what people do is during the winter, up in fall, leading probably until about January or February, they bulk, right? So you want to eat a lot, you want to lift heavy, you want to build some muscle so that when you cut, which means you're on a stricter diet, you're doing different types of workouts, you kind of shed that fat to reveal all the muscle that you built during bulking season. So you're having a lot of people that got cut short that were trying to get rid of their bulk, and now they can't go to the gym and they're struggling. I mean, they're losing gains and they're losing them quick. So this was you can see the desperation in these people, and it's very upsetting. So, I'm there. I'm supportive of this.
I'm just confused. Were they protesting outside of they were protesting DeSantis, or they weren't protesting the gyms? They were like promoting the gyms.
They want to get back in the gym and they don't know how to do it. And they don't, and people, typically gym rats, they're not good with writing posters and pushing their message. So
Sure.
they're the only thing that they know how to do is flex. Right?
So they're stupid, is what you're saying.
Right. They're like,
but you sympathize with them.
They're like, how am I supposed to get my message across? I'm going to do push-ups. It's the only thing I know how to do. I don't know how to do anything else besides push-ups and air squats. So
would you say a majority of like gym goers are anti-quarantine, like just in general?
I mean, I would say most gym goers are into themselves, selfish.
Yeah. Vain.
The only thing they care about is,
like they weren't out there protesting about going back to work. They were out there just protesting.
Oh, they wanted to go to
so
the
they
gym.
could look good. So when the pools do open,
they're ready, and they want to be ready before anyone else.
That's like the first thing on their mind.
It's the only thing on their mind. They have nothing else that they think about day and night. They wake up, they eat egg whites and spinach, and then they, have probably like a rice cake with a little bit of almond butter on it.
I'd
These
like to
people are
see
psychos.
If these people out there that were protesting were like what you'd expect to see out of like a gym rat. Do you think that they were like really like fit or jacked, or they were just like, because I saw like the helicopter flyover, and a lot of them just kind of looked like flabby and like.
That's what happens, man. I told you, is they cut the cutting season short, and they're still bulked up. Now it throws their whole season off. It's very tough to. It's gonna be tough to jump back on the gain train.
Raj, would you have been out there?
Would I have been out there?
Yeah.
By the way, I think I just screwed up all of our. Hold on, let me turn this. Let me turn this off. I'm trying to like work my camera as you guys are talking. Would I have been out there? I don't know if I would have been out there protesting with them. I will say that since the so Kelly and I have been doing Whole30. Like we've been like using this as a way to like get healthy and like make good choices when we eat, which is awesome. And now I feel like better than I have in years. And I've got like, when you cut sugar, when you cut carbs, you have this thing in your body that I like to call like tiger blood. And you just feel great. So now I want to be back in the gyms, but I can't because the gyms are closed. Yeah. And I'm not going to do squats, and I'm not going to do push-ups outside my local courthouse. And I'm not going to go walk around the neighborhood. So I'm still going to stay home. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's a lifestyle.
Of the three of us, Benny is like the gym rat. So like
That's
he
true.
definitely has more in tune with like these people.
These are my people,
And
man.
also
told
I think
you.
there
I
is
gotta
something
defend them.
there is something to the fact of like dumb people, or like, I hate to say this, but like people who
Careful.
constantly concentrate on their body and know what cutting season is and bulking season, like they don't have time to learn anything else. So that's all that they know about. So that's all they talk about.
Benny, that's a
Raj,
direct attack on you. That's a
can
direct attack on you.
I am fuming right now, dude.
Well, Benny, when I asked you that question, dude, you went on for like
Yeah,
30 minutes
yeah.
about cutting season. I was just kind of expecting like a 5-minute answer.
It's very intricate, okay? It's a 24/7 thing, all right? Everything you put in your body, you have to calculate. Everything, you have to watch your macros, all right?
Right.
Everything that when you lift, you have to make sure you lift properly, okay? And it's a lifestyle, and it's a lot of people, they were in the gutter and then they found happiness
In the gym.
on the bench. Okay?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I miss the gym.
Yeah.
I don't miss it enough to go out and do push-ups in like 90-degree weather and do something that's never gonna change anything, but I do miss the gym.
Yeah, I did that. I went to the park today and did that.
I don't count calories anymore or macros or anything like that, but I do ensure that like the food that I eat doesn't have added sugars or
Natural. All you gotta do is just
everything's
find natural food.
Yeah, you just it's Whole30 is like a more strict paleo, and like no alcohol.
Yeah, the carnivore diet I was thinking about doing.
And one of the things that I notice like right away, like when I'm dieting or eating right and being healthy and living a good lifestyle, like immediately I see face gains.
right?
So
Isn't that crazy?
that's one of the great things about like dieting is you just see those face gains. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine like this, like the world in these people's heads where they're like, if we go out and do this, this is gonna change.
Right.
It's insane.
Yeah, I think phase 2 is 75% of gyms will be open, or a 75% capacity.
75% capacity. That's
Yeah.
right. That's insane.
Phase 2.
Phase
I'm
two.
excited for it. I want to get back in the gym.
Yeah, I want to get back in the gym. What do you like to lift? How do you like to lift? C? Are you a full body?
Honestly, I just kind of work on the things I want to. Actually, Benny told me this a long time ago. I kind of got it from him.
Right.
It was like, and oh no, you're gonna like this. I mixed you up with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Benny. My bad.
Common mistake. Multiple times.
I was watching like this Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary, and he was talking about how like you can just like look in the mirror and be like, I want to change this part about my body. I want to grow this part of my body. So I started doing that. So like I work a lot of like parts of my body that I want to grow, like arms, legs, really, like, and then just do that. Like I don't do super heavy weight or anything. I just kind of go like maintain and grow a little bit, you know. It just takes too much work and money to like get big, you know. And it's like it's just not worth my time, you know.
Well, now we're at the age to where but you got to be careful, because if you overcompensate in one area, that causes injuries, and that's one big way they get injured very easily.
Sure. Yeah. And the thing is, like, I can never not do like chest, you know, like I have to do chest at least once a week, but I like really try and focus on arms and legs because I just like generally have skinnier arms and legs. So one thing I don't do ever is like abs or core, which I probably should.
That's bad, because if you correct your core and work on your core, it helps like, you know, alleviate pain.
Everything
in your
else,
back
right?
And
Yeah.
you know, a lot of people don't realize that.
I find that if you work out a lot and you look good, you just attract other people that work out and look good, and then that becomes your social like circle. Right?
If that's
like
I
all
mean,
your friends, Benny, like your close friends that you go out with, like they're all in the gym at least 3 times a week, right?
I mean, they just have a healthy triangle. Social life,
Triangle.
physical, mental, you know.
Okay.
But I mean,
So you're applying the Pythagorean theorem to your social circle. That's what you're saying.
that's right, my guy.
All right. Well, let's check the chat here.
You want to do the wheel?
Yeah, we're gonna do the wheel next. Two Tone Karma asked, but we haven't done the chat in a while. So, guys, send in your stuff. What did I do to the video? I tried to change my video to capture the screen recording come from Zoom. Hopefully the video is fine now and I'm not as delayed as I was before. I might still have a little bit of delay in my audio. I apologize, whatever. But Mr. C and Benny look good. People started talking about the diets which is awesome. Have you guys ever heard of the carnivore diet?
Yeah, it's only meat. Joe Rogan did it.
Joe Rogan does that. Like
That's not paleo.
He did it.
Paleo's
He
different,
did it.
right?
Yeah, paleo is different. Meat carnivore is strictly meat.
Oh,
only.
you know who's doing that? Benny is someone we know is doing that. Someone we're close to with the same first name as you.
Yeah, I know. He told me about it.
Interesting.
But why would you
Yeah.
want to do strictly just a carnivore diet outside
Seems
of
very odd.
it seems very unhealthy.
Yeah.
It's it's purely protein. There's really no carbs.
What about
essentially.
your vitamins?
So
Like
it's
just basic.
it's basically keto. Well, you can get certain nutrients from like meat. Like there's a lot of carnitine in red meat,
Right.
so that's kind of cool. But
But
I
doesn't
mean,
Joe
it's pretty
Rogan
much like
doesn't
you're
Joe
putting your
Rogan
body
go
into
out and like
ketosis.
hunt his own meat and like kill and capture and skin and do his whole meat and then bring it back down the mountain?
Yeah, he has it seems like he always has like refrigerators and coolers full of elk meat.
Right.
Is he really
saying.
doing that? Come on.
Yeah, he is.
So I
He
feel
goes like on a hiatus and does it.
I feel like the people who listen to the Joe Rogan show aren't doing that though. Like they're not
Fuck
doing
no.
that, but they're just like, I love Joe Rogan and I'm gonna eat nothing but bacon for the next month. Like that can't be healthy.
It sounds like the worst
Well-
possible diet you could do. Because like everything I've heard and read, it's like meat should be eaten in like as like a treat and not as like something
Yeah.
you eat every single day.
Right.
Well, listen, I mean, it comes down to what's your goals, right? It doesn't if you want to be healthy, you're not going to do the carnivore diet. But if you want to lose a ton of fat, you should do the carnivore diet.
The
because
keto,
it
like
puts your
watching
body.
lowering your carb intake. Your
Shouldn't
not
you
eating-
always? Shouldn't your goal always be to be healthy though?
Yeah, it
Well,
should.
I mean, it depends if you want to lose fat. I mean, if you want to try something different and explore and see how it makes you feel, it's kind of like a self body experiment.
So does the carnivore diet help you lose fat? Is that the goal of it?
Yeah.
But why not just include like broccoli? Like is that going to make you fat if you eat broccoli and
It's not.
carrots?
It's not.
Because I think there's carbs in broccoli.
There are carbs, but it's like the carnivore diet. It's like it's a stricter version of keto.
Exactly.
Where you're only eating natural meat or organic meat. I think is what you're supposed to do. But it's like Whole30. Like I think honestly, and I told my mom this because there's a documentary called Fed Up, at least here in the States on Netflix.
It's great.
It's great. It's not a sensationalized
to
documentary.
everyone.
I highly recommend it. And what they talk about is the industrialization of the food in America has led to the outbreak of diseases. They're linking it to cancer, of course, diabetes. But like everything that we eat in America has added sugar. We add
No matter
like,
what, yeah.
If you go to the store and you go to your grocery aisle and you go to your meat section and pick up bacon, there's sugar in it. They put sugar in almost everything. They put soy in almost everything. So like you have to be very careful like what you select. You can't even just depend on like they say if you want to eat healthy, eat on the outer rings of your supermarket, right? Go to your meat and veggies and fruits and produce aisle. But like you have to be very careful of that. And so I think it's the way, especially here in America, I think it's all the added sugars and the processed food that we eat.
It's processed food. That's the worst.
And
The Western like all Western nations, and America is the worst at it. But like
Yeah.
even European countries do it too with processed food.
Yeah.
There's like so many the cases of like irritable bowel syndrome and irritable bowel disease in Western countries is like 3 times the amount
Right.
of all like Eastern nations. It's insane.
Yeah. Crash diet. Karen Wu says yes. Crash diets are bad. Yes. Two Tone Karma says you can get organic pork loin, which I definitely recommend getting like organic meat if you can afford it, or go to like your local supermarket. Out here in Arizona, we have Sprouts that has like uncured or sugar-free meats, and like you can get like good lean meat and whatnot. But it's crazy that we're talking about this, but like you need carbs, yes, but you want good carbs. You don't want bad carbs. Like you want your
rice,
body
sweet potatoes.
working off of like its stored energy and not going, because your body reacts immediately to like sugars, and then it craves addiction. It starts craving those.
Watch Fed Up.
Yeah, Fed Up is
Online.
amazing. Anyway,
And is that the reason they do it? Because
Yeah.
they put sugar in it so they addict you to
Yeah.
to their product.
yep. It's sweeter. Like our bodies naturally respond to it. We want it. We crave it.
Yeah. Have you seen that graph that shows like it's like an image of the brain like reacting to sugar, and it's like almost identical to the way your brain reacts to cocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's exactly
they
right.
They say it in the Fed Up documentary about that. They touch on that.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
It's nuts.
It's crazy too. The one thing that I took away from it is cereal. Like
Oh,
how like
cereal's the worst.
it's so crazy. Like I never thought about it like that.
It's just like straight sugar, right?
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yep. Well, now's the time of the project, the podcast, whatever we're talking about. We're introducing a new segment here called the Wheel of Florida. These are just random topics that we're bringing to the stage here, and we're going to spin this, and we're going to talk about like 2 or 3 of them. So, what do you say we spin the Wheel of Florida and give it a go, boys?
This is our first spin.
It's our first spin. Here we go.
Woo, woo.
I'm clicking to spin. Wheel of Florida.
Wheel of Florida.
It has landed on spring break.
Ooh.
Spring break.
Wow.
Favorite topics.
Got
Mr.
some stories.
C.
Spring break.
Yeah.
We're getting personal.
Yeah. Mr. C, Raj, I'm gonna just quick here.
Yeah.
Mr. C, I want you to tell us a story of a spring break story that I was there. I believe Girls Gone Wild was involved, and it was a day glow in Daytona.
Do I have to tell that story?
I mean, I kind of want you to.
Okay. Well, I feel like that story's not funny without the video. But
We should first preface, because we have a lot of international viewers and listeners. I don't know if spring break is universal, but how would you describe spring break here in America?
Well, I mean, everywhere in Europe gets like a million days off from school, primary school, and everything like that. Whereas in America, we only get like 1 full week off from school outside of summer vacation, and it's called spring break. And essentially, it's like in probably one of the weeks in March, depending on what school you go to. And everyone goes crazy. I'm talking all the colleges are typically like follow the same schedule. So you have mass amounts of people from all over the country going to Florida, mostly either Daytona, Miami, Panama City Beach. Those are hot spots. Daytona is huge.
Key West.
for some reason,
Key West. So people basically go on vacation, but they go to a beach and they get drunk.
pretty much everywhere in Florida.
Yeah, it's pretty much true.
So where did you spend your spring breaks in college, or like where did the majority of your spring breaks, where were they spent, Benny and Mr. C?
Me and Benny had one together in Panama City.
We had 2 in Panama City.
2 in Panama City, which were fun. I think trying to think where we've been.
Daytona,
but we lived right by Daytona, so it was like not a big deal.
Right.
But
So
It was
what's
all a blur.
so what's
It's
the
all a
story?
blur.
So you guys were in Panama City Beach, or you guys were in Daytona?
with the
one was
story Benny's
Daytona.
talking about,
Yeah, the story Benny's talking about.
I think, are you talking about the dancing story?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
in Daytona Coliseum.
Yeah, we went. This was like we were freshmen in college, and we went to Dayglow, which for those who don't know what Dayglow is just like, imagine a huge party, but everyone gets like glowy like neon sticks and like paint, and like you just like you pretty much go like in a bathing suit and like no shirt, and you just like get drenched in like glow in the dark paint and like bracelets and stuff. So we were there. We had a couple drinks, right? 1 or 2, maybe 3 or 4, 5, 6,
10,
like
20.
15. And my kind of like call to action when I was really drunk was to just like get super down on the dance floor, like just do stupid shit on the dance floor. And it wasn't like I was a good dancer. I was just like an awful dancer, but I was like, I'm trying to like describe what kind of dance it would be. It was like,
It would basically
like the
be like
robot mixed with like,
I'm
I
about
was
to
like-
tear my ACL.
yeah,
essentially.
yeah. It was like I was so like I was almost double jointed, and I could like do all of these weird things with my like arms and legs, and so
Hold on, guys. We just lost audio. Hold on.
Got you in
Did we lose
close.
All right, there you
I
go.
was
There you go. All right, now
Are we
we're
good?
back. Yeah, we're back. All right.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm in mid dance. Girls Gone Wild cameras on me. I'm happy. I'm excited. I think I'm the coolest guy in the bar. When you watch a video, I'm not, but like at the time, I think I'm the coolest guy at the bar.
everyone's laughing too.
Everyone's laughing in my head with me,
Pointing at 'em.
outside of my head at me.
Calling them names.
So finally, I'm kind of getting like to my last move, and I like pop my knee out in the middle of it. And right when I pop my knee out, some guy I don't even know comes over and takes his pants off and shoves his ass in my face. And then I fall backwards, and then the video cuts. And like that's the video that like everyone has. And the worst part about this whole situation is like all my friends were filming it, and then they sent it to everybody. So like everyone has this video of me like looking like a complete idiot. And recently, it resurfaced, and like I thought that video had been killed. And so now like everyone's watching it again, and it's just bringing back like really bad memories of how much of an idiot you can act like when you're super drunk, you know?
So let me just recap here because I want to make sure I fully understand what happened. Is you were in Panama City Beach.
Daytona Beach.
You were in Daytona Beach.
Yeah.
The Girls Gone Wild crew is there.
They're filming me.
They're filming you.
Yes.
And so
He's
you're
more entertaining than topless girls at this point.
so there's women around that you're dancing with?
No.
Not a woman in 100 meters of me.
Yep. Not even close. He's by
Actually,
himself,
running away, Raj,
Yeah.
running away that
If-
direction and that direction.
screaming.
If I were to
Yeah.
purchase a volume of Girls Gone Wild, could I get that video? Could I get you on that
That's
video?
a great question.
That's a really good question, actually.
I wonder if they have that. There's no way they put that in there.
Why would that make the cut?
Yeah, why wouldn't that make it seems
Because,
like
dude, imagine being some guy that just bought Girls Gone Wild and you're like getting all turned on and shit, and then I'm on the screen, like breaking my knee.
that's probably what happened to the first Florida man, and he's like he's watching his Girls Gone Wild video. It cuts to a scene of Mr. C doing that dance, and then he gets so frustrated that he has to go to Target and have sex with Olaf.
Oh, yeah. Or broke his
probably what
TV. Yeah. I would be very frustrated. I get frustrated watching myself in that video. Disgusted.
Benny, what's your favorite spring break location that you've been to?
Well, my favorite spring break location that I went to was actually probably Panama City Beach. It was a lot of fun, and I remember we all went with Mr. C and a bunch of our friends, and one of the weird Florida moments was when we saw a celebrity setting up a drink stand at a bar to promote his new liquor, and this celebrity happened to be no other than Ron Jeremy. And Ron Jeremy, the famous guy with the long dong, was selling his rum, and he just looked like such a greaseball. But it was cool, and everyone was taking pictures with him. But Panama City was fun. It was a good beach. There was a ton of people and a lot of concerts on the beach. And I mean, it was nonstop.
Was that the first? I think I've only been once. You must have went another time without
Well,
me.
we went in high school.
Oh,
We stayed
with
at
me?
Yeah, it was because I remember I had like a tennis match, and if I would have won that tennis match, it would have cut into spring break. So I lost on purpose, so that way I didn't have to do that.
That's awesome.
But we went in high school and it wasn't really that much fun. But then we went in college, and we stayed at your Nana's house,
That was fun.
and that was crazy.
Dude, I think about that time. I'll go back to my grandma's house sometimes, and we were driving to the beach, and it's a long drive, dude. It was like a 30 to 40 minute drive, and we were blackout, and I was like, God, did we drive this like from the beach all the way back to the house? And I'm like, we have pictures of you like taking selfies, driving drunk, like going like this, like how fucking stupid we were, you know?
I think my lucky stars.
How lucky are we that we didn't Neither
We
of
are
us are in.
so lucky, but also so stupid at the same time.
So dumb. Very dumb.
I'm trying to fix the latency issue, guys. In the stream. Thanks for hanging on with us. I don't know why the stream is doing this right now. We're trying to buffer it. Let's see if I can. I can't do much. I'm trying.
Karen Wu, I did own the dance floor, but for all the wrong reasons, I owned it.
2012. Was it? No, 2012 was.
It was like
probably,
our
what,
it was like our
2011,
junior year.
2010?
No, the second time.
Yeah, with Ron Jeremy.
That was when we were living in.
Was that Barrington that we lived in?
Yeah. No, it was the gatherings.
No.
Yeah, when we went to Panama City. I remember because I remember taking like this. It was when I first got my camera and I was taking this video, and we were trying to figure out if we could go. And like me and Matt had to convince you, remember? Because you had to like go to class or something like that, or you had some project due, and we convinced you to go. And we were like, "Come on, man, you got to go. Like, don't be a bitch." And you finally came.
It was probably very easy to convince me to do things.
It took about 5 seconds.
Yeah, Benny is not one to like turn down a party for sure.
I don't turn down anything. That's probably one of my biggest problems, but also my greatest
quality,
strengths.
Yeah,
Greatest memories have been made from things that you've not wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
The best that Benny ever did was convince you to go on a cruise with us,
Oh
along with Big D, like
That was fun.
the day before.
man, that was a great time.
That was so good. That was so
Yeah, we
good. So, I mean, I like a lot of people take cruises on spring breaks.
Yeah, good transition.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite experience on a cruise ship.
Yeah. I mean, we were. I think I joke around about how like we drink so much, but dude, I think on that boat I was drunk the whole time. I don't think there was one point where I was sober.
Big D.
Well,
was a
we
big,
had the alcohol card.
Yeah.
It was like,
It was so easy.
we board. So there were like 14 of us, 15, 16 of us.
And me and Benny knew nobody except you,
Yeah,
Raj.
Yeah, that's where you guys met Big D for the first time. And
Yeah, and it was
there was like
great
this
moment.
huge group of other individuals that came with us. And there was like a group of like what 4 Brazilian women,
Yeah.
5 Brazilian
know.
women that I hadn't we didn't know. They were friends of Big D's wife, and we all ended up like hanging out with them the entire time. But they had it in their mind that they were gonna sneak booze, they were gonna smuggle booze onto the ship, and then
Did we do that?
and we're like, wait, we can just buy an all-you-can-drink card for like $200. Okay,
We were so excited.
yeah.
we
We're
got
so giddy.
the first night, it was a Friday night when we boarded, right?
No idea.
No, it was the first. As soon as we got on the boat, we went up to the bar and we were gonna order a drink.
Right.
And the drink was like $10,
That's right.
$15, and then we looked to the left of us, and there was like this group of like I think it was like a bachelorette party,
Right.
and they were all like, we started talking to them and like, yeah, like you can just get the card, and like, oh, we didn't sign up for that ahead of time. She's like, you can go right over there, and you can pay for it. For 4 nights, it costs this much. You get all the booze you want, and they sold me when they said you can get any top shelf drink.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're just drinking well.
Right.
You know, you're drinking like top shelf, and you get like specialty cocktails. So you can have yourself a nice martini. You know, if you want it like with blue cheese stuffed olives, you can have that as well.
Right.
And that was instant sell. From
Yeah.
there, we never looked back, and we started
took
off
some-
every day with mimosas and Bloody Marys.
We took some pretty sweet portraits on that boat too. Remember those?
Oh,
They
those were
are
great.
emotes. If people want to send us bits, I made them our emotes. You can do that if you click the diamond. You can send us an emote. But yeah, no, we took some amazing photos for sure.
Can I send myself a bit?
Yeah. All right. Let's spin the wheel again. Let's go back to the wheel. Where is the wheel? Where is the wheel? All right.
Maybe
Wheel
it
of
was
Florida. Let's do
2012.
this. All
I
right.
don't know, dude. Could have been.
What do you guys prefer, Panama City Beach or Daytona Beach?
Panama City? It's not even close.
Best
Yeah,
spring
it's-
break location in Florida, Panama City Beach.
I think if I had to do it over, I would have tried like Miami or something maybe.
Yeah, I probably would have tried Miami. Miami would have been
Because
crazy.
The problem with Panama City and Daytona was that it was so packed, and it was like to do anything, you had to like get there 5 hours early and find
Right.
parking. And it was like, you couldn't, and it's kind of like not all it's all cracked up to be. Sometimes it's just like a bunch of like, when you're that age, you want to go like meet girls and stuff, but it was like a bunch of dudes, it's like you get there and it's like 500 to 1 ratio.
Right.
And it's like, I think if I would have done it again, it would have been cool to try like a city that wasn't as packed and as like hard to get into and stuff.
Yeah. The best, I think, because I never spent spring break at Panama City Beach. I've heard it was like that though. But the best I heard for spring break, or the best time I had in spring break in Florida, was in Key West. Because it was it was like older. It was like seniors or like grad students on spring break, and everyone's just partying down there. Like it's not, you don't really go on the beach in Key West. You just like hang out in like the Duval Street.
Yeah, just a bunch of bars. That's
Just
fun,
a bunch
though.
of bars. Yeah, that was fun. All right, let's spin it again. Let's spin the wheel of Florida. Here we go.
Spinning the wheel, spinning the wheel, spinning the wheel of Florida.
All right.
Spinning the wheel. Spinning
Here we
the
go.
wheel.
Our next topic is manatees.
Aww.
Oh, wow.
Manatees.
Manatees.
All right. Now, for those who don't know, how would you describe what a manatee is?
It's a sea cow.
A sea cow.
It's a sea cow, right?
It's
Yeah.
like a big seal. That's how I would describe it. Like a very fat seal with like no, they don't have tusks. No,
No, they don't have
tusks.
tusks. No tusks.
Whiskers.
They have yeah, so they can like feel
Maybe.
around.
They get destroyed by boats. That's like the big story on manatees.
Poor, it's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Manatees are like the nicest creatures. They have no natural predator. And they just hang out like in oceans, estuaries, rivers, lakes
just eat
in
grass.
Florida and just eat grass and just chill. But they can't move very fast. And sailors used to mistake them for mermaids.
Oh.
But if you ever see a manatee up close, you're like, man, I would have hated to be a sailor in the 1800s.
Oh no. Put that down.
Is that Mr. C?
Look
It's
how
a
thin I was.
It's a screenshot of Mr. C
It's amazing.
from the video.
So that gives you an idea of why there were no girls around at the time. Man.
Your shirt is
He was
off. Is your
breaking
shirt
it
off?
Oh,
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
Off.
He
Might not
doesn't
even
know.
be.
He's just looking.
I was doing a lot of like smacking my own ass, like with my shirt.
Yeah, he was
That's
riding
like,
an invisible
that's like
horse.
that's if there's any movement that will have the complete opposite effect that you want to attract women, it's slapping your own ass on the
Yes.
dance floor.
It is hilarious.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's such a funny video.
I feel bad for manatees because every time you see them, like inevitably there's like a prop mark like on their back because they can't move out of the way of
Yeah.
boats.
That's the saddest thing about manatees.
Which kinda
And they
sucks.
put up all these like slow speed zones for manatees when there's
Right.
like a heavy area of a lot of manatees.
Yeah.
Still doesn't help them out because they're just so slow.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what can you do? I mean, what can you really do to
Yeah,
prevent
man.
hitting them?
Just got to keep your head on a swivel. Look for the signs in the water.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like a spoil a little bit, like
Like
disturbed
a lump
water.
in a.
Yeah, it's weird. But I mean, a lot
Sad.
of manatees have died.
Yeah, I feel
I'm,
bad.
I'm really surprised that they're still existing. Like, well, I wonder how many are. If they're definitely on the endangered species.
They're on the
list, right?
endangered species list, but I thought they were making a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, they're so dumb. Well, they're just really.
They're not
slow.
dumb, they're just slow.
Yeah. Imagine if you were a manatee.
Right.
I would never want to. If someone was like, "What animal would you want to be?" I don't think anyone should ever say a manatee.
Yeah, I mean, can't they hear the boats coming? Like, come on, like, can't they dive when they hear the boat, or like
But they're just so slow.
they're that slow?
They're that slow. Yeah.
They're like
They
they're
can't
like
move out of the way.
sloths of the ocean or the river.
Yeah, they're very yeah, you can see manatees like I think they still have manatees at SeaWorld, right? Don't they?
Manatees. A survey in the early 2019 estimated at least 5,700 living in Florida waters. That's quite a happy jump from the paltry 1,267
Yeah.
estimated in 1991. So they did make a.
Yeah, they made a
Dude,
comeback because
don't
of
call
all
it a
these
comeback.
Yeah,
Wow.
made a comeback.
They were classified as endangered in 1967.
Two-Tone Karma says they're the stoners of the sea.
Yeah, because
big
they're
time.
always eating grass.
They
Yeah.
do love lettuce, and
And
they
they're
love
slow.
fresh water.
Also, manatee is a derogatory term at times when I was in college on spring break. We'd be like, check out all the manatees
Oh,
at this
gosh.
park.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
really bad.
We used beach whale a lot.
Yeah, that's what we did. Yeah. Oh, there's a beach whale.
All right, let's spin the wheel again. Here we go.
Okay. Spinning the wheel of Florida, Florida, Florida.
Oh, we're on manatees again.
Manatees.
All right, let me
Oh,
remove
manatees.
manatees so we don't get that one again.
Nah, just spin it.
All
What
right.
are the odds, you know?
All right, I'm
Well, how
removing.
many
All
are
right,
there?
so now we're
I'll tell
done.
you the odds.
If we get spring break again, I'll remove that. Here we go.
Spinning the wheel of Florida, Florida, Florida.
Humidity.
Humidity.
Okay, now
I wanna.
if there's one thing of Florida that I could change, it would be humidity and I-4. Those are the two
Yes.
things. But the first one would be humidity. Humidity
Humidity
in
is
Florida,
number one.
like people think that Brooklyn has humidity or New York or other pieces or other places in the world have humidity. There's no other feeling like getting off the plane when you land in Florida and that wave of wet, hot air just coats you.
Yeah, at the Orlando airport. It's like,
Oh, you saw that photo? There's like
Yeah.
a photo going. There's a photo that went viral. It's like you can feel this picture,
yeah.
and it's like a picture of like the Orlando airport at like the pickup area.
Ugh. It's like you
It's
just
so bad.
like got out of the pool. It's disgusting.
I can't wear jeans in the summer. I can't wear jeans in the summer because I know I'll sweat. I'm a big sweater, and I have to.
Dude, my
avoid
back,
jeans.
if I'm out in the hot weather, dude, in the summer, my lower back, done.
My
drenched.
pits. I have
pits,
such bad
yeah.
pit stains before I go out. I can't even. I just.
All
refuse.
my white shirts, done.
Well, and they also have to wear dry fit polos. Like if you want to go out, you have to
Yeah,
wear
that's
like
good move.
moisture wicking shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good play call.
That's yeah.
It's interesting
only way to
because it's interesting that you say that because still there's this idea that if you go out in Florida in the nightlife and you're not on the beach, let's say you're in Orlando, you can't just wear shorts out to the club. They still make you wear pants.
Yeah.
And then when
Yeah.
you're in the club, it's even hotter because of
Yeah.
all the humidity and heat and just bodies all around.
Yeah, you're not walking out of a Florida club like not wet.
It's gross.
Unfortunately.
You
It's
just have to drink a lot and just dance and just be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm sweating because I'm dancing. I'm having a good time. What are you
She'd be
doing?
like, yeah,
Just
me
watching
too.
you?"
I'm sweaty too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you
That's how it goes.
like that? Oh, I'm sweating too.
Like this.
Sorry.
Right.
I just got down with the get down. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know why our bit rate has gone down, but anyway, all right. So that's the Wheel of Florida.
Awesome. I like it.
That was fun. It was enjoyable.
Good wheel. Good wheel.
It was enjoyable. Yeah. You're always wet in Florida, which sucks. And it's only
That's why you got to
getting
be
worse.
by the water.
Yeah. Be by the water. Well, that was fun. Is there anything else? I
Can
will
we just do a quick last dance discussion?
Yeah, let's do a
I
quick.
haven't
yeah.
seen it.
Oh,
Benny, come on.
Benny, you're holding us back.
Episode 7 and 8.
Episode 7 and 8.
Yeah,
Dude,
let's-
you're the
let's-
only
let's talk about
you're
it
the only
next.
like male I know that has not seen that show.
And of the three of us, you love basketball the most.
Yeah.
It makes
Guys,
no
I get-
sense to me how you're
I
behind
get caught
on
in
the
the-
Last Dance.
Because I get stuck in the gulag too much.
You
guys.
got to
you
get
gotta
off.
stop.
You got to get off Warzone.
I can't get off
You suck,
Warzone.
Benny. I've
You're
seen you
not
play. You
good.
suck.
My gulag success rate is about 76% now.
Yeah, but you're in the gulag very quickly, aren't you?
Well, I'm a team player. Okay, sometimes I'll run to revive and I get popped.
Not when I've played with you. You haven't been much of a team player.
Well, you only played with me once, so stop making up lies.
That's not true. Multiple
Yes,
times.
it is. What's multiple?
And every
One-
time, Benny,
How
every
many-
time you're up on a mountain telling everyone what to do, we all die, and then you're the last one alive because you're not in the
No,
not
it's
in the
'cause
fray.
You don't listen to me. Okay?
So I'm
No
trying
one
to be with my
listens.
team.
I'm giving you direct orders. I'm saying bogey 12 o'clock,
Right.
bogey 3 o'clock, and you start running to 7 o'clock, and you get shot. Okay?
Too strong
I'm telling-
Tobin's better teammate than you.
No, he's not. That's the biggest lie I've ever heard.
That's
in
the
my
biggest
entire
insult.
life.
He's the worst
Yeah,
teammate.
it's a terrible teammate.
That's
He's the
hilarious.
worst.
You know, I get
Anyways,
direct orders.
All right, The Last Dance, episode 7 and 8. You've seen them, Mr. C.
so good, so good.
what I learned about Michael Jordan, and I don't know if this is every champion in the world, but like anyone that he thought wronged him, he would just make up a story in his head and then go out and destroy that person.
He would make up the story in his head and then also like reveal it to the media.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Yeah, this guy did this to me," and then he'd be like, "Did he really do that to you?" He's like, "No, I just said that because I needed to get fired up." But dude, I love all the interviews when they're interviewing the other players,
Right.
and the other players are like, "Yeah, man, like one of our teammates like said something to Mike, and then we knew it was over." It was like, like they said something mean to him, and we all just in the locker room were like, "Well, at least we won one game." It's like, God, he was that good.
What do you think would Michael Jordan have done if he didn't have sports? Like he would have been the most
Addicted
successful
to
serial
gambling?
killer ever,
Yeah.
right? Like
I don't know.
he just would have destroyed people. Like sports saved Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I think he just would have been like, I think he had like this weird like thrill seeking mentality of
Right.
like always challenging himself. So I think he would have been like a really bad gambler or like,
Whoa. I mean, he could have translated that to the business world. You never know.
Yeah, maybe, but he was a straight up
Yeah.
sociopath for sure.
he was kind of nuts.
Yeah.
He probably would have done like the finance sector. Maybe he would have went to like Wall Street. That would probably would have been a good place
Like
for
a
him.
trader.
That's true.
Yeah, like a trader or something.
Yeah.
Just anywhere where he could like win, which is like not a lot of jobs you can like win.
I guess
in,
being sales or like
Like,
finance. Yeah.
Could you
Sales
imagine
would
him like
crush
sitting in like a
sales.
box and like just punching numbers in? Like he would kill himself.
Yeah. But it was awesome because it reminded me of like that one season that he came back, because in Orlando, of course, that was like the golden year of being an Orlando Magic fan when we went to the finals and we beat Jordan. And I remember when he came back and he was 45, and then Nick Anderson stole the ball from him and then stupidly said in the media, 45 is no 23. And then the next game, he comes back with 23 and just destroys and takes him to like
him.
7 games. Like that was the dumbest thing Nick Anderson could have ever done. And then Nick Anderson later, when the first game of the Houston series, he misses those 2 free throws, and then they go on to get swept. Like it's like otherwise Nick Anderson had a pretty decent playoff run, but then I also forgot that he called out the greatest player in NBA history. Like so dumb, so silly.
Yeah. What did you make of like that ending scene of him crying? Why did you think he was so emotional about that?
Oh, because his father, like that was his. Are you talking about like Michael Jordan? That was his first championship that he won after.
No. When he's being interviewed and he's talking about like how he like played the game and how he was so he was like, listen, that's how like I played. Like I felt like I earned the right to be like a dick to everybody. And then like he like wipes his tear away and gets up and he's like, cut. You remember that part?
I might have been in the bathroom. I might have.
That
I
was
was
a big part.
kind of getting ready for bed at the time. We were kind of streaming that.
But it was weird watching him.
Do you think he regrets it? Do you think he regrets being?
I think it was either him crying because he was like looking back at all of like the work he put in, and he was like, it was like a happy cry, or it was like, man, I treated people like really terribly, and like a majority of my life was dedicated to something.
Right.
And now he's like, I still have like 50 years left to live, and like I have this reputation of being an asshole, and it made him emotional. I don't know. I don't know what it was exactly. I think that's what was so cool about the scene was like everyone was kind of like, wait, this is like he's being really emotional in this moment, but no one really knows exactly why he's being emotional.
All right. So by the way, I just figured out what the issue was with our stream. I think the Wheel of Florida was taking up too much resources, because now the stream is freaking beautiful.
No.
So
you get to just say that for the end usually, or just do you figure that
we're gonna have to figure out something else, because
Closer to
if you close some
imaginary
browsers, all of a sudden the stream is like wonderful right now.
What we could do is you could just make it on like a paper and then just hold it up. And then
Yeah, I could literally go get the.
our little arts and crafts.
That'd be kind of funny, actually.
All right,
That would
that's
be-
what we'll do.
Ooh.
We'll
And
do
have
Cool.
like a manatee be the spin.
Oh, I like that.
What noise do manatees make?
But I also love how like I don't think that there would ever be another athlete that would say, I'm going to transform my body. Like, he was so in tune with what he needed to do to get to a certain level. And then he did that for like baseball. Like, I was trying to think of another athlete that accomplished similar things that Michael Jordan did, where they went and they played two sports. You think of like Deion Sanders,
Like Deion and Bo
but
Jackson are the only two. I
and they
can
were
think
both
of.
like good at both sports, right?
Yeah.
Florida's ambassador, Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow,
Tim
that was the other.
Tebow.
That was the other one. But like,
You should add Tim Tebow to the wheel.
oh, Tim Tebow is definitely going to be in the wheel of Florida. But like,
He's a-
there's no. Do you think Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson got the same level of attention as like Michael Jordan did when playing two sports?
No, because they weren't at the same in their respective sports. They weren't. I mean, Deion Sanders was pretty good, but Michael
Right.
Jordan was the best ever. You know,
Right.
Deion Sanders was never considered like the best ever.
Yeah. They say that Michael Jordan, because I mean, he hadn't played baseball since he was 14 years old, goes out there, hits 200 in Double A. I mean, that's insane.
nuts. And the guy said that one dude was like, if Michael would have stayed 2 more years, he would
1,500
have
hits.
Yeah.
he would have been a good professional baseball player.
Will Tebow ever make it to the major leagues?
No, Tebow's trash.
What is he? Is he still in minors? I'm not really sure how
He's
baseball works.
still in the minors.
Is
with,
he on the
with
Mets?
the Mets.
So like a major league team just like they bring him up if he's good enough. Is that how that works?
Dude, I don't want to go on a Tim Tebow tangent because Tim Tebow, unlike, just pisses me off.
All right, let's not get on a
Why?
Tim Tebow.
Why,
Yeah,
Benny?
why? I mean, I kind of feel like you've taken us there, like that we can't get
Yeah.
off of it.
I feel like you wanted to tell us that, so explain.
Well, maybe just next episode we'll talk about Tim Tebow.
Okay, that's a good teaser.
All right, that's a good teaser. Yeah, check out The Last Dance. People,
It's
I'm
so
s-
good.
I'm so glad it's a palate cleanser because at the beginning of the quarantine, everyone watched Tiger King, and everyone was like, "Thank God for Tiger King that we have Tiger King."
Eh,
Thank God we have The Last Dance that came after that because this is what a documentary should be,
Yeah, dude. This
and it's
quality.
it's so quality. So highly recommend for all our international listeners, even if you're not a basketball fan, even if you don't know who Michael Jordan is, even if like he wasn't, that's not your era, check it out because it is phenomenal.
yeah.
So yeah.
Agreed.
Also, I'm gonna ask Big D if you guys want to be on Sit In on the Movies podcast. We got a couple upcoming good ones. So yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hey, thanks everyone for joining the stream. I guess we figured it out. I can't have the Wheel of Florida on my screen, but the video looks really awesome now. So
Hey, Two Tone, I just want to say, you're a Mets fan. Are you a Jets fan as well?
oh yeah, let's go to the chat. Hey, for the next 10 minutes, if you have questions, things you want to ask us, things you want to know, post them here in the chat. Eagle Minez. Hey guys, reach out. Would love to sponsor the show. All right. What do you want to sponsor, Eagle Minez?
Jimenez. It's the last name.
Is it
Jimenez.
Jimenez?
Hi, y'all.
Jimenez.
All right. Hey, we got someone just sent us a bit. Hey, Two Tone Karma, thanks for the bit. Appreciate that.
Cool.
No Tiger King. No one likes Tiger King.
No, Tiger King's done. It's so February.
It's so
2020.
it was March.
It's over. Yeah, I'm over that.
April.
over
Actually, was it April or March? It was the end of March. Yeah, Tiger King was bad.
I mean, it was good, but it's over now. I don't want to talk about it.
Karen Wu says everyone knows who Michael Jordan is.
It's true.
That's true. When they're in the Last Dance, when they talk about the '92 Dream Team, like you forget like how much of an ambassador. Like he brought the world basketball. You know what I mean? And I know people were like, "Oh, well, like there was Tony Kukoc and Croatia, like and before that, I guess there was a little bit of Yugoslavia, but like
Hi,
he
y'all.
really brought the sport to the world and was the face of
Yeah, I mean they said
global sport.
the what's David Stern, I think his name is. He was saying that he was the best thing that ever happened to basketball.
yeah.
Jump man, jump man, jump man, jump.
You know
man.
the other thing that they talk about that I kind of bought into and I feel bad, and I was young at the time. I mean, I was 13 at the time, but like I bought into the whole rumors that his father was murdered because of gambling. Like that whole
Oh.
conspiracy.
Yeah, I mean, imagine that in like modern times, like
It'd be crazy.
that kind of story. People would be buying into that 100%.
Oh yeah.
It sounds ridiculous now, but
So
his gambling situation was kind of I don't know if it was overblown or if it was real, but like
I mean, he
this
definitely
amount of
gambled,
money,
but like
yeah,
he
but
wasn't.
the
He
amount
was
of money he gambled was insane.
Yeah.
Well, if
You
you're
could bet like $8,000 on a game of cards or something, or $10,000.
I just love that when they're interviewing like Judd Buechler and Steve Kerr, and they're like, "Yeah, we were in the front of the plane,
Like
playing
betting
for
on
$1."
$1.
And you got Scotty and the rest of the boys in the back just throwing down $10,000 a hand. Like that's got to be
Like-
insane.
They were like, yeah, we're not good enough at basketball to like throw our money away like you guys are.
Well, then Jordan said he didn't care the amount; he just wanted to win. It didn't
Yeah,
matter.
he was obsessed.
He was obsessed with winning.
That's why I said when you asked me what I think he would have done if he didn't play basketball, it's like what other? I mean, yeah, I guess like Wall Street would have been like really
sales,
thrilling
been a
in
great
sales.
Sales, yeah.
But like the immediate like gratification you get from something like when you win a game of you know like when you win a basketball game or like when you gamble or like I can't think of anything else besides like maybe like or maybe like a musician or something, right? Like that adrenaline rush you get. You don't really get that, I think, as often as you would want to in like sales,
Right.
It's like you make the
You
sale.
don't,
It's
yeah.
like it takes like you finally make this. I mean, you were in sales,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's I'm sure it feels great to make the sale, but it's not like this like adrenaline rush. Like, and maybe if it is, it's like every once in a while, right?
Yeah, sports is definitely much more of a rush. Two-Tone Karma says that they stayed up till 3 a.m. to listen on the radio to Jordan's comeback with the Wizards. Do you think they'll
Wizards,
cover
wow.
his Wizards?
I don't think so.
Like, do you think he was as
Right?
much of a dick as he was to the Chicago Bulls when he was?
I
on
don't
the
know, but
Wizards?
if they cover it, it's going to be like a 20-minute like, insert. Like a stain on his career.
I think that is the stain, though, don't you think? Like that's like because he already retired and then he came back and re-retired. So
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think all athletes have that last team they go to, and I don't think they'll cover it.
Yeah. And then there's another question that says from Karen Wu, have you guys seen the series What We Do in the Shadows? One of the vampires is a major NBA fan. Yes. What We Do in the Shadows is, if you're not watching it, it's on Hulu. It's hilarious.
Oh, okay. I'll watch it then.
One of the vampires, he collected all the Dream Team stuff. He's great. Anyway, yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah. So anyway, it is now almost 11 o'clock Eastern here in Florida. So we're gonna shut things down here. But thanks everyone who joined. We had a lot of views. We figured out that we can't have multiple browsers running. So I think all in all, it was a success. We've recorded for an hour and 40 minutes.